What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As you know, I'm your host, the Humble Savage, and today I have a video. It's going to be a chopped and screwed one because I realized that I don't include the information on how to join the race league in every video, like the recent one I posted about season 2, the sprint. So I figured, let me go back to the first season's video, and I'm just going to chop everything up and keep the information that's needed on how to find us in Strava and how to join and whatnot. So any information you hear about, like season, number of quarters, dates, or anything like that, don't take that information. Just take on how to find us in Strava and how to join and the things that you should be doing to make things easier for me when it comes to doing points. But yeah, let's get into this video. Let's get into the particulars of the race league. Now, I'm going to do this along with you, so that way, you know, I'm showing you and everybody's in the same area. And as far as getting into this, because I will admit this first search is kind of a pain in the butt. I might change the name in the long run, but for right now, we're just going to run with it. So if you haven't done so already, download Strava. Once you've got it downloaded, from the home page, you're going to hit the people up at the top left corner. And this is where I said it was the tricky part. So this is cap sensitive. So capital S, period, capital A, period, capital R, period, capital L. Now, if you don't see it, the third one down, you might have to put a space and then a period. And that's only because in order to get the punctuation right, you have to have a first and last name in the app when it comes down to it. So in order to get the full abbreviation for SARL, that's how I had to do it. But once you find SARL, you can go ahead and follow that account. Now that you've followed SARL, when you go to type it in, it should come up pretty easily. At least I know it'll come up after the first, couple times you search it. It'll be right there in like your frequently searched. Once you're in here and you follow, if you click onto the white space, you'll go into the app, and this is going to probably be the easiest place for you to see all the segments that we have started off for the league right now. And you go into segments, as you'll see, the whole list of them there, their locations. This will give you the ability to even, let's say, tap into one of the locations. You can kind of see where it's at on the map. You can go into the map and, zoom in and zoom out on it if you want to, I believe, or touch on it and then zoom in and zoom out on it. But generally, you guys should know where these locations are. You recommended them. But yeah, so that's going to be the easiest way for you to see, like, the segments. Now, the next thing we're going to want to go to is we're going to want to go to groups, and we're going to want to go up to clubs. And in here, we're going to want to search up at the top, club search. And this is the full Savage Amateur. And it should pop right up right after you put that, but you'll see it, Savage Amateur Racing League. You might have to type it all. And you put there and you will request to join. Now, this is big because sometimes Strava doesn't act right, and I've been working on ways to like circumvent the issues that it can have at times when it comes to the leaderboards. And you must follow the club, because that will make it easier in one of these situations for me to then find you and the people participating in this to be able to record your times as well as then developing what points you get. So once you've done that, again, that makes it easier for me to find you in case there's anything going on with the Strava app. Now from here, you're pretty much in there. You're following me, you're following the club. Now it's time you're out there, you want to record your first ride. So you show up at the location, put all your gear on, and we're going to just go into the record. Allow access to your your location. And now you're going to choose a sport. And we're going to stick with everybody else out there. We're kind of gearing this behind the Underground Race League as well as like the One Wheel Racing League. I think the stuff they do with Strava. We're choosing ice skate. Then once you're in ice skate, you're going to hit start. Now you don't have to worry about starting this as far as like knowing when to start it for the segment. But I will say you need to start it before you get to the start area of the actual segment, because sometimes GPS can be funky. So if you literally roll up on the start zone and you're like 10, 15 feet off, pull your phone out and try to start it, it may glitch on you. And that might be the quickest run you ever had. And you don't want that to happen. So I would say if you started at the car, you should be good. Ride up, then you'll ride through the start, you'll ride through the finish, and you can end it when you get back to the car. Now, to start off, I would like you guys all to put at least the name of the location and the name of the activity and the date. This coincides with the reason why I need you guys to follow the club. If anything happens and I have to do these things to circumvent and get around these issues, this is going to further help me be able to record your times and then calculate your points. So that way the leaderboard stays as accurate as possible. If you do ever see any discrepancies on the leaderboard, feel free to reach out to me and let me know. We're all human. We make mistakes. Trust me, I'm not perfect. It's going to happen at some point, okay? I'm telling you right now. So just stick with me. Just hit me up. Be like, hey, man, like, check this out on the state. Like I said, sometimes the Strava app can be funny. So, like I said, just holla at me. And the way I'm making a slight change from like the One Wheel Racing League and One Wheel Underground is, I believe from like the videos I watched, they do it on like a weekly. We're going to record points every 2 weeks. And the reason I'm doing that is because I understand that people have lives and like they don't have the time to necessarily get to all these locations in the course of a week. Just because we are kind of spread out from one another. Some of the locations are further from some folks. So I figure I'd give you guys 2 weeks. So you got 2 weeks before the first recording of points. Then it'll be another 2 weeks and we'll record points. So there's essentially 4 quarters, if you break it up like that, to the first portion or season of the race league. After that, we'll total them up and come out with, whoever's on top. But yeah, this is how the points work. So if you go to a segment, you run a segment, at the end of 2 weeks, I'm calculating the points. I get through everybody. If you come in first place, you get 4 points. You come in second place, you get 3 points. You come in third place, you get 2 points. And you come in top 10 leaderboard, you get 1 point. Now this is on every course. So let's say, for instance, Mercer County Park, for instance. I'm going to get into all the locations in a minute. Mercer County Park has 3 courses there. You have the opportunity to score 4 points on all 3 courses if you take first place on all of those. So that's 12 points at that one location. And other locations, do the math. So from there, when I do the total at the end, that's what that's going to be based off of, the points you get. So it's like the end of the first 2 weeks, I go in, whoever's first, second, third, fourth, top 10, you get your points. Next quarter. At the end, I total up everybody's points through each quarter and get a total for the final score. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the gist of it. Oh, so one huge thing, and I actually meant to start the video off with this. So trail etiquette. We are the bottom of the totem pole. We yield to everyone. So I don't want you guys out there on just screaming by and ripping by pedestrians or mountain bikers and whatnot. Please pay attention to like these locations in the pedestrian, because there are a couple that have some paths that go across like some pedestrian walks, and you will need to slow down and check your speed, make sure nobody's there. We don't want any problems. We don't want any issues. Please keep in mind, a lot of these locations are people's like local playgrounds, the places they go to relieve their stress, to get away from the realities of the world. Do not disrespect these locations. Do not, like I said, cause any issues when it comes to, if you show up there and there's a bunch of people at the park that day, that is not the most ideal day for you to race or to try to, run these courses. Me personally, I'm an early bird. I get up early on a Saturday and go out. As we know, it's going to get hot. So it's going to be something where people are going to be out in the evening. They're going to be walking. So trying to go during sunset might not be the most ideal thing. So you might need to get up early for these things. This is just my suggestion coming from me. But yes, please respect these locations. Do not cause any issues. I'm repeating it over and over again because I want this to be something that grows as big as everywhere else. Everybody here in New Jersey, you all watch the clips and you all see the stoke that is not here. And that's what we're here. We're trying to raise the stoke here in New Jersey and really get it jumping. I look at Jersey like a small California when it comes to the shape. I say this to people, they look at me like I'm crazy, but generally speaking, it's the same shape, just flipped. There's no reason why there can't be just as much stoke up and down our shoreline, even though we're smaller, as there is theirs. Like, let's get it jumping, and that's what we're trying to do. So I'm rambling now. Let's run down the locations.